For the last 2 weeks, I've been lucky enough to test Logitech's newest offering to the mouse market, the Superstrike. There is plenty of coverage of the specific technologies behind the new haptic system and rapid trigger technologies, but I wanted to talk about my personal experience and how it feels manning this mouse. To give some context, I've tried over 50 mice in the last year, testing different offerings from many mouse companies and shapes that exist. My main game is CS2. I currently play for a team in the ESEA League and compete in high elo lobbies, but I've always played a variety of games as well as aim training. I've also competed in high elo Valorant and hit high ranks in a variety of tracking games such as the finals and Apex. All this to give you context on what my personal use cases are. And honestly, from first impressions, I actually really didn't enjoy this mouse. Out of the box, the clicks felt a little weird, and the mouse feet on this, in my opinion, were terrible for cloth pads. They felt similar to wipe mouse feet, and when testing it on glass pads, they felt fine, but honestly, I'm still using a cloth mouse pad currently. I have a future video plan where I'm going to try and main a glass mouse pad, but for the current time, I'm not really enjoying them. My current main mouse pad is the Key 83 Mid, so I decided if I really wanted to test this mouse out, I had to order some new mouse feet. I really enjoyed the Tiger Ice V2. It made a great difference to the overall speed and feeling of the mouse. After that, getting used to the clicks took a little bit. They feel really similar to the haptic button that they used to have on the old iPhones. When the mouse is unplugged, there's no feeling. The button simply presses down, somewhat similar to what a keyboard key feels like, but without that really pinging bottoming feel. When the mouse is on, the haptic feedback helps it feel more like a regular click, but even then, it's like a little bit of a vibration rather than the punching feeling of a click. The three settings you're able to adjust on this mouse are the actuation point, rapid trigger activation, and the haptic feedback. The actuation point is how far you have to click before the mouse registers the click, 1 being the shortest distance and 10 being the most. I think the actuation point is the biggest selling feature for me. It made a massive difference on how much force is needed to click, and it made it a lot easier and faster for me to click. That being said, I don't believe that'll be the case for everyone. I think if you have a tendency to death grip the mouse, these lighter actuations are going to be a little less useful for you, but personally, I always try to minimize tension when I'm holding the mouse. I think it leads to the best aim and overall feeling when I'm playing games, so the light clicks feel incredibly amazing. In click timing games like Counter-Strike and Valorant, I can click incredibly quickly. Sometimes it almost feels like I'm clicking before I've even thought about it, but that's not where the benefits end for me. Because the pressure required to click is very minimal, it means I can track with very little tension, and it makes it feel very light to press M1. When I aim train, I use Shift as the shoot button, just so that I can practice without any tension on my hand. In most games of Counter-Strike, when you're tracking or flicking to things, you're actually not clicking until you're on the target, so I prefer to practice tracking with minimal tension. This then easily transfers over to my tracking games as well. I don't have to practice very high tension and very minimal tension when tracking. It becomes one simple tracking exercise for me. I also love that you can adjust the actuation, because in certain games you really don't need those light fast clicks. Sometimes you only want to click when you really need to. The rapid trigger feature is nice and it helps with target switching when I have to click and unclick a lot, but personally I don't play a lot of spam clicking situations, so the benefit there is very minimal to me. And then finally, the haptic feedback. This is an interesting setting. I've tried tinkering with it, but basically it's the buzz that you feel whenever you click. Since their new haptic system doesn't have any click feeling where the mouse pushes through, this feedback is the only thing that really simulates the original mouse clicks. I've tried the highest and lowest settings, and personally I like the most minimal feeling on the feedback. I even played a few games where I had no haptic feedback. It was a very weird experience, but I actually really liked it. Even though it's very foreign to me, I could definitely see myself potentially getting used to it and having just no feedback on the mouse click, but that's something I'm gonna have to keep testing over the next few months. My current settings on the mouse for the actuation point, rapid trigger, and haptic feedback are 1-2-1 on the left mouse button and 2-2-1 on the right mouse button. Another thing I really liked about this mouse is how quiet the sound profile is. Last year, I'd been scheming around with the idea of making the quietest mouse and keyboard. As someone who doesn't use noise canceling headphones, I just think that'd be something incredibly valuable to me. I had an idea on how to do it for the keyboard, but I had no clue how I was going to make the mouse switches quieter. With something like this coming out, I'm really excited to make a video where I try to make the quietest setup possible. One of the new features that I really liked is the BHOP mode. Ever since I tried this feature on a final mouse, I believe they call it tournament scroll, I love how this feature feels. Basically, it doesn't register scroll wheel ticks unless you do a couple of them in quick succession. The problem is sometimes the scroll wheel gets caught in between two different clicks, and then when you go to shoot, your mouse clicks down on the scroll wheel and it causes you to jump. These accidental mouse jumps have been so frustrating, and this is such a perfect and simple fix for it. After all this, do I think it's overhyped? Personally, I do not think this mouse is overhyped for my specific situation. I think for some people who have a tendency to grip harder, this is actually going to be not that big of a benefit. Not being able to use the lightest clicks on the setting slightly defeats defeats the purpose of how fast this can be. I think your mileage is really going to vary, and it's something you're going to have to test yourself. Now, do I think you should race out and buy this mouse tomorrow? 100% not. I'll be maining this mouse for the next few months to really put it through its paces and see what it's like. But this is only the first iteration of this technology, and I believe it's only going to get better and more refined with different mice and different shapes coming out in the future. And since a lot of people I know actually don't enjoy the super light shape, I don't believe this is going to be a great mouse for them. With 21x10 hands, I actually really enjoy this shape, but after testing a lot of mice, there are a few shapes I actually really enjoy more than this, and I'm going to be discussing them in a future video. Another thing to mention is the price tag is $180. I really believe cheaper options will be coming out in the future, and I also know there's some type of issue where you can't drag mouse click with the mouse 3, which is the mouse wheel button, and I know this existed on past Superlights. It's kind of disappointing to see at this price point that they haven't fixed this small issue that's been in their mice for over 2-3 years now. Outside of that, I also personally really like the design, but I know a lot of people really don't like this, and I can understand. I really wish they also came out with their regular colors. Having this in the Logitech blue would be insane. Outside of that, I'm gonna be dropping another mouse peripheral video very soon, talking about the different shapes I've tried and what I really prefer for myself, so please stay tuned for that. And I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. I'm usually always there answering people's questions or trying to give advice on things I've tried, and I hope you have a great day.